Did you know that some U.S. states are teetering on the edge of collapse? While we often think of America as a land of opportunity and stability, certain states face unprecedented challenges that could lead to their downfall. From economic crises to environmental disasters, these states grapple with issues threatening the very fabric of their societies. In this video, we'll explore the 10 states most at risk of collapse in 2024. And why you might want to consider packing your bags if you call one of these places home. We'll delve into the complex web of factors contributing to their instability, including financial woes, natural disasters, and social upheaval. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of the challenges facing these states and why their futures hang in the balance. And for those who stick around until the end, we've got a surprising bonus. We'll reveal a state that's actually thriving against all odds. So buckle up for a journey through America's most vulnerable states. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more eye-opening content about the places we call home. Now, let's embark on our countdown of the 10 states most likely to collapse in 2024, starting with number 10, Alaska. Alaska's economy is like a house of cards, heavily dependent on oil revenues and external supplies. The state's once booming crab fishing industry is now on life support thanks to climate change. According to the Economic Times, marine heat waves have devastated crab populations, costing the industry $300 million. This isn't just about money. Entire communities built around fishing are struggling to stay afloat. Alaska faces a housing crisis that would make your jaw drop. High costs and limited supply have turned home ownership into a nightmare for many residents. With deficits nearing $1.6 billion in 2021, Alaska's financial future looks about as stable as a melting iceberg. As reported by Alaska Department of Labor, the state's population has been declining, with 24,000 residents leaving between 2016 and 2020, further straining the economy and tax base. California sits on a powder keg of natural and economic disasters. Earthquakes and floods threaten aging infrastructure, including critical dams and power grids. The Whittier Narrows Dam, for instance, poses a significant risk to millions of residents in the event of a major quake. The state's banking sector is looking shakier than the San Andreas fault line, as stated by Investopedia, the recent collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, which sent shockwaves through the tech industry. Environmental challenges are piling up faster than traffic on the 405. Prolonged droughts are turning the Central Valley into a dust bowl, while wildfires are becoming a year-round threat. Sky-high living costs have created a housing crisis of epic proportions. Times of San Diego reported that the average rents exceeding $3,000 in major cities and homelessness reaching alarming levels. California's tax burden, including the nation's highest income and wealth taxes, is driving businesses and residents to more affordable states. New York City's food security is an Achilles heel. In a crisis, this concrete jungle could quickly turn into a food desert, with its dense population and reliance on external supplies creating a recipe for disaster. Crime rates are climbing faster than an express elevator to the top of the Empire State Building, stretching law enforcement thin and making residents think twice about late-night subway rides. According to Sigler Law, a total of 20,405 robberies were reported between 2006 and 2023 in Buffalo. The state's economy, heavily dependent on finance and tourism, is more volatile than the stock market. Recent bank failures like Republic First Bank have sent tremors through Wall Street. Housing costs? Forget about it. As noted by New York Post, the median house price exceeds $400,000, turning the American dream into a New York nightmare for many. High taxes and cost of living are driving an exodus, with hundreds of thousands leaving annually for greener pastures. West Virginia faces a hellish combination of challenges. One of the top problems is the opioid epidemic. West Virginia University chief economist stated that the opioid crisis is draining the state's resources to the tune of $1 billion annually, impacting healthcare, criminal justice, and productivity. With over 1,600 floods in just over a decade, the state is quite literally drowning in natural disasters, exacerbated by inadequate infrastructure. The decline of the coal industry has left West Virginia's economy as hollow as an abandoned mine shaft. Towns that once thrived on coal are now ghost towns, with poverty rates soaring. Even Bill Rainey, president of the West Virginia Coal Association, has made reference to issues that arise due to the unfortunate situation. New Mexico's 17% poverty rate, as reported by New Mexico legislature, means 1 in 5 residents struggle with financial hardship. Education consistently ranks last in K-12 nationwide, hampering future economic growth and workforce development. Water scarcity is turning from a challenge into a crisis, according to Food and Water Watch, with prolonged droughts straining agricultural production and municipal water supplies. Infrastructure is crumbling faster than a sandcastle in a monsoon, earning a C rating from the American Society of Civil Engineers. Crime rates in New Mexico are soaring higher than a hot air balloon at the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, consistently ranking above national averages for violent crime and posing significant challenges for law enforcement and community well-being. Puerto Rico's economy is shakier than a palm tree in a hurricane, with high unemployment rates and limited job opportunities, leaving many struggling to make ends meet. Natural disasters have become unwelcome regular visitors, leaving infrastructure looking like it's been through a heavyweight boxing match and hindering long-term economic recovery. Education, once a source of pride, is now a concern, with frequent school closures impacting student achievement. East Scholarship noted that about 673 of its public schools, 44% in 11 years. Political instability and corruption scandals have eroded public trust faster than waves erode the coastline, complicating governance and economic recovery efforts. Louisiana faces hurricane threats that are only getting stronger and more frequent, causing extensive damage to homes, businesses, and public infrastructure. Coastal erosion is nibbling away at the state's boots faster than a crawfish at a boil, losing a football field worth of land every hour and threatening communities and ecosystems. According to Business Insider, Cancer Alley, an 85-mile stretch along the Mississippi River, houses over 150 petrochemical plants and refineries, creating a toxic cocktail of health problems for nearby communities. Insurance is becoming as rare as a quiet night on Bourbon Street, with companies fleeing after repeated natural disasters, leaving homeowners vulnerable to future losses. Illinois is drowning in debt faster than you can say deep dish pizza. Based on a 2022 data from Statista, the state debt stood at about $65.09 billion US. This financial burden limits the state's ability to invest in essential services and infrastructure. The state is losing residents. WCIS reported that Illinois lost 32,826 residents in 2023. Sky-high property and income taxes are squeezing residents, creating an unfavorable business environment. The opioid epidemic is hitting Illinois harder than a Lake Michigan windstorm, overwhelming healthcare systems and draining public resources. To top it off, according to Illinois News Bureau, the state once went 2 years without a budget. New Jersey's unfunded debt exceeds 20% of its total personal income based on information from Forbes. That's like owing more on your credit cards than you make in a year. This financial burden limits the state's ability to invest in critical areas like education and infrastructure. Taxes are high, with property and sales taxes through the roof, burdening businesses and residents alike. Tax Foundation also noted that New Jersey also has a 6.625% state sales tax rate. Natural disasters like hurricanes and flooding are becoming as common as traffic on the turnpike, exposing vulnerabilities in aging infrastructure and urban development. Healthcare is wilting faster than unwatered petunias, with poor rankings in maternal mortality rates and healthcare outcomes. As of 2019, New Jersey ranks 4th in worst maternal mortality rates compared to other states, using data from CDC Wonder. Mississippi tops our list with nearly 1 in 5 people living below the poverty line based on data from Mississippi Economic and Financial Well-Being. This highlights widespread financial hardship and economic inequality. According to WLBT, the state holds the unfortunate title of having the highest infant mortality rate in the nation, with healthcare access in rural areas as rare as a snowstorm in Jackson. Natural disasters like hurricanes and floods are becoming unwelcome regular visitors, straining already limited resources and exposing vulnerabilities in infrastructure and emergency response capabilities. Racial and economic disparities are as deeply rooted as the state's oldest magnolia trees. Mississippi Today recently stated that the state's healthcare system scores in the 8th percentile for Black residents, but much higher for white residents. And since you've stuck with us to the end, here's a bonus fact we've been saving for our most dedicated viewers. Despite the challenges facing many states, Utah is actually thriving, with a robust economy, low unemployment rates, and high quality of life scores. Utah is bucking the trend and showing remarkable resilience. It's a testament to the fact that with the right policies and community spirit, states can overcome significant obstacles and prosper. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more eye-opening content about the places we call home. Your support helps us to bring more videos like this one. Until next time, stay informed and stay safe.